No pun intended, episode number 51. And Matt is out today, so it is just me. We are doing a shorter episode today. And I just wanted to stop in and tell you all to wish you all Merry Christmas. And we have a few gifts that we would like to give to you today, actually. So if you go to courses.chessgoals.com, we have several free courses for you. Let me just walk you through a few. First few that I'm going to mention here are not openings at all, just like free general improvement. Number one is our blueprint. So this is our study plans. They're all 12 weeks for rapid improvement, and the recommendations you'll see are different from a lot of other recommendations. There's a lot of playing. There's some tactics in there. We give specific book recommendations, and we have had a lot of people go through the study plan, and it's still one of our best quote-unquote sellers, even though it's free. A lot of people like the blueprint, and it's been very successful for us. So we'd like to share that with all of you. You know, we used to sell this course. This used to be our only product at Chess Goals, but we figured we may as well just make it free for everybody because chess improvement is so core to everyone's chess identity, and so we wanted to make it free for everybody. Next free gift we have for you is the calculation class. This is a live stream that Matt did about a year ago now, and he gave a bunch of calculation puzzles and actually turned it into a class. So this class, or I guess course, or whatever you want to call it, it's 12 lessons. It's about an hour and a half of video content, and it goes through just like calculation overviews, doing candidate moves, different vision, prophylaxis, comparison in final games, and I think it's 8 positions in total, and then a nice conclusion at the end. So that one is completely free and a good way to boost your calculation. Another one is Smithy's Minis. I always love doing this one. There's a extra special carrot in this course. See if you can pick it out. But this is a course for punishing mistakes. Basically, is how we copyright it. But there is a bunch of just short games. It's 2.5 hours. There's 13 lessons. All through 10 of his miniature chess games. This is Coach Smithy Q. And a fun course there, just like miniature chess games, quick, short and sweet chess games. And then we also have a bunch of free opening courses. So my favorite one here is probably our Vienna course. This is a complete opening repertoire, actually. It's 1, e4, e5. This is for the white pieces, and we're really looking to attack. This one is a full 2 hours of video, 6 lessons, and it's really just a full opening for e4, e5. This would pair well if you're looking for alternatives for our e4 course. This is a little different of an opening system, but I like these lines. They're really fun, and you can check that out completely for free. Another one we have here is the Fighting French Quick Start. This is kind of like the beginner to our full French class. We also have the Dynamic Slav Quick Start. And lastly, of course, we have the Caro-Kann Quick Start. Lots of reviews on the Caro-Kann Quick Start. I would highly recommend checking that one out if you haven't yet. We have been doing a podcast every single week this year, so we are on episode 51, and we have next Monday is going to be the last one of the year, but we're not stopping the podcast. We're going to keep it going, and we actually could use your help if you want to lend us a few minutes, or just 1 minute even, but if you want to just take 2 seconds and give this podcast a like, or subscribe to us on subscribe to us on iTunes or Spotify. That would be greatly appreciated, and it really boosts us a lot. Been seeing some good growth on the podcast, slow and steady, and that's all because you guys have rated us, have liked us, have subscribed to us, have listened to us, so we thank you for that. One other thing you can do to help us out is if you have interesting guests that you want to recommend, send them our way, and we were happy to host them on the podcast. We want to book more and more guests throughout the podcast, not ghosts, guests. Matt and I made a point of not booking too many guests early on in the podcast just because we didn't want to completely fumble and not do a good job of interviewing them, or if we're feeling very uncomfortable on the mic. But I hope that we have worked out the kinks and we are at least moderate, maybe like 1,600 rated podcast hosts, which is also my chess rating, by the way. and so we can get some more guests on the podcast. We had a lot of great guests on already. So Ben Johnson was on it, the host of the Perpetual Chess podcast. We have had a guy Steve on who was there during the candidates during this whole shoegate with Fallujah, where he was walking with the heavy shoes. That's a fascinating episode. We had Dane Zagar on. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. Maybe Zagar. I can't remember now. It was a while ago, but he talked us through an entire cheating scandal, and that was amazing. That was our first like podcast episode that really went viral. It had like 5 or 6 thousand views within a couple hours of us posting it. Someone posted on Reddit and linked our video about this whole cheating scandal, and Dane was right there in the middle of it and busted the guy. We also have had Azel Chua on. He was fantastic. That is probably our most played podcast on most of our other platforms. We had Strong Chess on. He talked to us all about lifting and how he's better at chess and how he's improved in his opening systems and book recommendations. So all kinds of stuff, awesome stuff from him. And we also had James Fazzolari on. I believe that's how you pronounce his last name. James has created many courses and for ChessGoals, I should say. And he really likes these E6 Indian defense systems. He's got like 2 or 3 courses on it. He went really deep in the London course part 2. That is for sale. And so James has been a joy to work with. But we had him on earlier in the year. I think he was maybe our second guest. That sounds right. That one was interesting because he is in Australia with a massive time difference. That was fun. And he also took us through weightlifting and chess and all that stuff. So that was a good episode as well. Right, so this episode is going to come out on Christmas Eve. As you guys know, I have a family. I have 4 kids, so I am going to cut this one a little bit short so we can get this one out on time. And we are going to enjoy this Christmas season. I hope you all spend a bunch of time with your family, hopefully not thinking about chess, or maybe if you have a family who chess is a big part of, just like your family, hope you get to like play with your grandpa one more time, or beat your dad finally. Just like analyze the board. That sounds like a lot of fun. My family is not a chess family at all, so I don't think I'm going to be playing any chess around Christmas time. But that is okay. I can always use a healthy break from chess. So I want to thank you all for listening to the podcast, for supporting Chess Goals. And I think 2025 is going to be an awesome and wonderful year. I'm getting a little ahead of myself because we got one more episode yet to do this year. So we'll have Matt back on next week, and we will do our best to keep the podcast going and keep Chess Goals a bunch of new courses coming out. So new things to look forward to in the new year. We're having a part 2 for our beating beginners. That's going to be slightly higher level. And I think after that, we're going to be finishing up our modern course, which has been in production for quite a while. So thank you all for listening, and we will catch you on the next episode of No Pun Intended. Bye, everyone.